Hey guys, so I was out running around real quick and God just gave me a word about something. I was having a conversation with someone and I just really feel like he wanted me to share this with you. And what I was talking to this person about was how I overcame anxiety and fear, and how I overcame and got free from drugs, and how I stopped running back to abusive relationships and the bad things that used to give me false comfort before Jesus. And it was not, we make it a lot more difficult than it really is. I'm going to be honest with you. As someone who used to be an addict, as someone who used to struggle with fear and anxiety and, all kinds of different things, the reality of it is this. If you want something in your life to change, then you're going to have to make a change. And some of you're trying to quit smoking, or you're trying to get out of an abusive relationship, or you're trying to quit drinking, or you're trying to stop looking at porn, or you're trying to, get rid of these things. And you almost say to yourself, I remember when I was trying to quit smoking the first, 20 times that I tried to quit, and I'd be like, I'm going to stop after this one. After this one, I'm going to stop. And you want to know when I actually quit is when I didn't let myself have that one last one. When I didn't run back to those things that one last time. When I made a decision that said, this time I'm going to run to Jesus. This time I'm going to run where the peace is. This time I'm going to run to the people who encourage me, not the people that abuse me. This time I'm going to make a change in my behavior so that I can see a change in my situation. And you want to know what happened is one of the worst seasons of my life. The one I've been in recently has probably been the worst with losing my mom and everything. But one of the worst seasons of my life was about 6 months after I got delivered. My mom had cancer the first time, and she almost died 3 times. And my dad was, not doing good. He needed 24-hour care. And so I was taking care of my dad all the time by myself. And then I was, going to the hospital and making decisions for my mom. And there was just this chaos around me all the time. And, before I got delivered, I would have dealt with that during the day and then went and got drunk at night once my parents were asleep. Or I would have, ran back to some relationships that I was just used to, but didn't mean that they were God's best for me. And I would almost run back to the abuse of certain relationships because that's what I knew. That's what I was comfortable with. But just because you're comfortable in dysfunction doesn't mean it's good for you or it's God's best for you. And, sometimes, comfort, there's a quote by this, poet that I like, Genetics, that she said, comfort, doesn't feel very comfortable to someone who's more acquainted with pain. But if you will start this time, when you're going through the worst thing, when you're going through the hard times, and when you don't know what's going to happen from minute to minute, if this time you will choose to run to Jesus instead of those drugs, run to Jesus instead of those abusive relationships, run where the peace is instead of where the chaos is, run to the people that encourage you instead of the people that just kind of, make you stay down in the dumps, then you're going to find that if you can do that through the very hardest times, it makes it so much easier when it's just a little thing to say, nope, I'm going to trust Jesus for this. And then when you get to a even harder thing later on, it's not going to be as difficult because you're going to realize that you can just run to Jesus, that you can be where there's peace, that he can give you peace that passes all understanding in the midst of whatever you're going through. But it starts with you, and it starts with a choice. Because if you really want to overcome, you can't be a victim and a victor at the same time. You can't hold up a banner of victim and hold up a banner of victory at the same time. You can't be healed and stay broken and stay in dysfunction at the same time. You have to make a choice that says, I want God's best for me. And even though I'm going to have to give up some things, and even though it might not be comfortable at first, I'm going to choose to run to Jesus this time first. I'm going to choose to run to the people that encourage me and point me to Jesus instead of to the people that abuse me and use me and point me to depression. I'm going to choose to make Jesus my default instead of running to those other things. And if you will do that, if you will learn to do that, then guys, I know I make it look so easy sometimes, but the thing that you got to understand is that it's not easy because of my own strength. It's easy because I rely completely on Jesus. It's easy because I run to him instead of running to those old things. So I'm praying for you guys that you will find freedom in that today too, and that whatever it is that you're going through today, whatever struggle, whatever trial, whatever tribulation, whatever hard thing what hard addiction you're trying to break, that you will run to Jesus instead. And I just pray and believe that you're going to find freedom today. I'm praying for you guys. I love you. Have a great day.